Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to episode 43 of the Die Laugh Love podcast. Now, this is my little podcast. I call it the Die Laugh Love podcast as a play on, those kind of corny wall decorations that say live, laugh, love. I call it the Die Laugh Love podcast because no matter where you're from or what you believe in or what your upbringing was like, we're all going to die. Our lives are temporary and far too often too short. So while we're here and while we have the gift of being human, let's do our damnedest to laugh and love before we die. Now, with that being said, this is episode 43. I have not recorded a podcast episode for a good 6 weeks, for well over a month. Episode 42 was a question and answer session, but the big deal about this episode is that it is my very first episode in our new business location. So for folks who are familiar with our physical location of being in Littleton, New Hampshire, we were on Cottage Street for 6 years in a place that was very good to us. A few months ago, maybe around the beginning of the year, I started to get these feelings that things were happening and that we needed to kind of make a move. And I saw a space underneath Gold House Pizza in Littleton. For those who are familiar with Littleton, we are now in the Pollyanna Gateway. This is the alley in Littleton that has all the umbrellas hanging over it. So Littleton is the Pollyanna town, if you're not familiar with it. And we are right there in the Pollyanna alley. And I love that because Pollyanna and I have some things in common. We're not here about that, though. We're here about my burnout. And that's an important thing to bring up because, boy, oh boy, I have been an entrepreneur since October of 2013. I have worked for myself since October 2013. The month of April 2026 was the busiest month that I've ever had over the course of my life and over the course of my working for myself. And the project of moving a business, man, I'm telling you what, shelves and plants and totes and everything out of that old space and moving it to the new space, it was such a big project. I'm not sure I would willingly take it on again. I had no idea how big it was when we got into it, but it's well worth it. And our new space is gorgeous, and we are so super happy about it. That doesn't take away the fact that I'm burnt out. Like, I can feel it. I know what that's like. I've done it to myself before. And you might ask yourself, well, if I'm burnt out, why the hell am I here doing a podcast? That's a good question for folks. So here's where it comes from, and here's why I'm sitting with everybody tonight. I I need this, and I think other folks need it as well. But one of the things that was kind of sitting with me as I, would kind of take on this idea of hosting the podcast, doing this online thing with everybody, I just hadn't been feeling it. And I know that if I'm not feeling it, if I feel like I have to do this versus I get to do this, boy, it's just gonna affect everything. And I might as well not even do it if I feel like I have to do it. So right now I feel like I get to do this. And one of the reasons why I'm excited about doing this is it's Friday night. And Friday night, thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for doing this with me. It's kind of made me think about what Friday night means and what it's meant to me and other people over the course of my life. We've all heard that expression, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. I cannot remember the last day off that my husband and I have had. So uh, Fridays kind of lose their meanings when you no longer have a weekend. I think anybody that's, runs their own business or works on the weekends and their Friday ends up being Sunday night or what have you, I think it changes. But I think many of us know what Friday night in its essence really means in terms of, let's have some fun, let's blow off some steam. I can remember as a kid when I was in school, we would very much look forward to the weekend, Saturday morning cartoons. I can remember Friday night going out to, the movies with pizza with my friends, and that was really exciting. Then I get into the workforce, and the workforce is different because sometimes I'm working weekends, sometimes I'm not. But it was an opportunity for us to go out and, cut a rug, especially working folk who are 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday. So I want to bring a little bit of that energy to this podcast. I want to have some fun with everybody tonight. And that, I think, is something that gets missed on when it comes to doing this work. At the end of March, my husband and I were down in Massachusetts at this event called the Magical Marketplace, and I did a dinner with spirit. That was the first time my husband got to see me in a few years do my stuff. And at the end of those 2 hours, he was like, wow. Even he was like, wow, I can't believe what you go through. So when it comes to doing this work, it can be quite tiring. It can be really heavy. It can be death and grief and loss and pain and trauma and turmoil. It can be all of that. But that's not the point of it. The point of it is love. The point of it is figuring out how to lead our best life while we're here. And I think a lot of us don't understand how much we don't participate in leading our own best life. And being that I've talked to thousands of people that are dead, the biggest complaint that they have is regret, or the biggest sorrow that they carry through their existence once they die is regret that they didn't show up for their loved ones, regret that they worked too much, regret that they didn't say the things that needed to be said, or perhaps regret that they abused people in that way. So it can be heavy, but hopefully it can be healing. And I want to set that intention that tonight is hopefully going to be a session for a little bit of vitamin joy. And that's something that I know a lot of people can hear me talk about often. Vitamin joy, getting joy in like a vitamin. And I think with a lot of what's going on in the world, everybody's pulling up to the gas pump, paying higher gas prices. We're seeing headlines of viruses and war, and the fear machine that is legacy and social media can affect us all. So I hope to bring a little bit of joy here with this session. And I do want to just remind folks that maybe you don't believe this, or I just feel like I have to show evidence here. I am wearing my Golden Girls socks. This is my good luck charm for whenever I am in a live event or a group event. Now, the way this event works is that this is an online spirit gallery. I am going to channel spirit. You are part of this event. I'm shortly going to turn over the hosting of this session over to Brandy. Brandy, please wave. Okay, so Brandy's going to kind of take charge of the session when I'm doing the channeling. And what that means is you can chat to her. She'll speak to me. It's very hard for me to do the spirit stuff and to man the computer and type, and it can just kind of get me all over the place. So Brandy has been wonderful enough to volunteer to help me to do this. So you can point all questions to her. And if you fall out of the session, try to come back in and Brandy will let you in. What I need from everybody here is, if you have decided to show up to this, part of this is you speaking up. And the worst thing that you can do for a person like me is, when attending these events or any other group reading that a medium would do, make sure that if you feel a connection to the spirit that's coming through, that you claim it, that you raise your hand, that you say, I think that might be mine, because I've been in a position before a couple of times where I would do this and people would just be quiet. They wouldn't speak up. They wouldn't say, hey, that's my person. So I want you to just say, hey, this might be for me. Brandy is going to unmute folks, take care of that. Let me go ahead and put her on as host. And that worked for you, Brandy? Yeah? Perfect. Thank you for that. All right. Now, remember, this is Friday night. Let's have a little bit of Friday night fun. I've been sitting with this for the past couple of days. I was initially going to do this on Cinco de Mayo. Wasn't feeling it. Was like, no, feeling like it's a slog. Don't want to do it. I'm going to kick the can down to Friday night. And that's where we're all meeting right now, Friday night. And when I made that decision on Tuesday, kind of Wednesday, leaning into pushing this onto Friday, a spirit showed up. Now, I want to explain to you the process for me when I do this. I'm not in charge of who shows up or what they have to say, but I am kind of leaning into this as a session that gives us a little bit of fun and joy. So the angel, the spirit that helps me do this, who is part of the world of the dead, weirdly knows who's going to be here and knows whose spirits are going to show up. There's a lot that happens in this work that shows me we don't really have an understanding of time, past, present, future, as we should. Meaning that I don't know who's going to show up here, but my spirits know who's going to show up here. And that brings us to the very first person who's going to come through tonight. Now, I want you to listen to me describe this person, because this person, I can't wait to bring you their messages, but I want to describe to you the person that I'm feeling. Okay. Now, I don't, I've seen a medium before where they were so good at what they did, they were able to sketch the person that they were channeling. I'm not an artist. I can't sketch the person, but I want to let you know what this woman shows me herself to look like. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Throw Mama from the Train. I don't know if you ever remember the Goonies. The Goonies, Mama Forelli, I think was her name, an older woman. She had the mother of this, you know, the Crook sons. So she's kind of she's mad, not angry mad, mad like the Mad Hatter. Okay, and um, she's full of laughter, and I want to tell you what she shows me. Okay, she drove something that was like a little cart. I don't know if this is a golf cart or a four-wheeler. I can see her hands going like this. But the weird thing is I keep seeing scenes of what looks like a county fair. Like I'm not sure if folks know what like the county fair is like, where the horses are, the animals are, the veggie barns, all of that. And she shows me like at night going down like the roads that are in the fairgrounds. This might be a campground or like or a fairground where somebody was camping overnight, but she shows me like maniacally laughing with glee as she goes through mud puddles on these roads at a county fair. So this is a very specific thing. I want to talk to anybody about a woman. She would have been older, and I keep every time I bring her up, I feel like she's missing teeth. I think here's a funny thing about her. I think she might have drank because she might have been like one of these wild women who like tore around a campground or a fairground. Again, it's feeling more fair than campground, but people camp at the fairground. I'm feeling more like again, she's just like laughs hysterically when she hits this mud puddle and the mud goes everywhere. But I also feel like she might have been a drinker because I feel like I have to pull over and piss because I've been drinking. You know how like okay. So um wave your hand if you think this is your person. Okay. So Brandy, it looks like we've got Sally here. Okay. Sally was waving. I'm not sure if you can see her, Brandy, but let's unmute her. You can. And I just want to hear from Sally who this person is.
This is, sorry, wrong Sally. There's two of us on here. Wrong
Oh,
one.
hi, Sally. The other Sally I'm looking for, I'd say the Sally with glasses, but there we are. I can see her hand going like that. Um, I don't know if you can see her, Brandy, and prompt her to unmute herself. If you could, it'll pop up a little window for her to hit unmute so she can speak with us here.
Here we go.
All right. So, hi, Sally. I can hear you now. Tell me who this person is to you.
She was my I think it was my crazy friend Yolanda.
Okay.
We all camp, ride golf carts. She would splash in the mud. She was a drinker.
Do you remember her having any teeth missing?
Yes, she had a partial,
Okay.
but yes.
Okay, because she keeps bringing me to her teeth. All right. When I described her as a mad woman, this would have fit her description, not angry, but mad, like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there's like the drinking. She was a drinker, you said?
Yeah, dirty martinis.
Okay. Can I ask, what did she drive that I see the two handles like this?
Um, could have been a pontoon boat.
Do you remember driving anything like splashing into the water and laughing like crazy when the mud went everywhere? This
Her
is what
golf
really what
cart.
she's showing me.
Her golf cart.
Her golf cart. Okay, so it is a golf cart. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect.
Yes.
All right. So, okay. Not only has she been with me for a couple days, Sally, there is a funny question that she has me to ask the person who she's connected to. Okay. So nobody else can grab this spirit, right? Nobody else can grab her. Okay. So if nobody else can grab her, I'll have Brandy bring us both up on Spotlight so we can share this. And that should change the view for everybody here. Um, now, Sally, one of the things that I want to remind you, she's hilarious to me because what I was about to say to you is whenever I do this work and whenever I channel spirit, there's no how do I say, no judgment. They're not like wagging their finger at us and they're not like judging
Right.
us. But she's laughing because she kind of is. And here's why. And this is like Thelma and Louise energy, kind of friends that I can talk to in this way. Um she wants to know, and you can't take this personally. No, she's like, take it personally, take it personally.
Yeah.
Um, why is your life so boring? Why is your life so boring? This is now this is not Sally. Please hear me about this because this is the big message. Remember, I walk into this going Friday night. Let's have some fun. Let's tacos, whatever. Let's go dancing. Let's have some fun. I'm not sure people have much in the way of to be excited about, and that's one of the big messages that I keep getting. Like we look forward to Friday night, cutting a rug, having fun, partying maybe, but now it's like, what do we have to be excited for? And I don't think getting old, I don't think becoming an adult and aging out of parenthood and into parenthood and what have you means that we have to be bored fuddy-duddies. And there's this question. Um, I Are you just wearing earth tones, Sally, right now? Are you just
Pretty
earth
much.
tones?
Gray, mostly gray. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna ask you to go to TJ Maxx tomorrow. Okay.
Oh my God. I took her there one time. Yeah.
This is what I'm seeing, right? I want you to go to TJ Maxx. I want you to get a skirt. I want you to like something flowy, something colorful, something to make you feel like Frida Kahlo, something that will make you feel like the Chiquita Banana Woman, something in that direction. Because life is for the living, but one of the things that they watch us get caught up in these like processes, these systems, all of that. Um, and it can get way too heavy. Life is not supposed to be this heavy for us. We're supposed to have fun, god damn it. We're supposed to find joy in this life. She says that she doesn't see this. The other interesting thing too is she says that you've been yearning to hear from your husband. You've been yearning to hear from your husband. There's an interesting thing. She's going to be a proxy for you when it comes to him. He is not available for this conversation. He's not available. Okay. The other thing that I want to let you know of, because he doesn't need to be with you, he's with your son. Okay, he's with your son.
Awesome.
Now, the
Awesome.
weird thing is, the interesting thing is, because I can't predict the future, she's talking about how he says in the near future, your son's going to be launched. I don't know what that means. Like launched. I don't know if it's like eviction or kicked out or moving. I don't know what this is, but this is going to be a very significant change in his life. The dad slash husbands around him for that. I don't get the feeling that this is going to be fun. I don't get the feeling that this is going to be good or fun for him. So,
Okay.
when I hear launch, I don't know his living situation, don't know where he's at, but I do feel like um, I don't know if there's a possibility from him getting kicked out. I don't know why. I keep getting launched. I keep getting like pushed. Something's going to happen to him to make him go like this. Okay. Um,
Has to be his job.
what's that?
It has to be his job. What would it mean launched in reference to a job?
I don't know if he's moving. I don't know if he's going in a different direction. I don't know what this is, but the impression that I get is like um, the best word that I can come up with is incubation. Okay. Like we're incubating. All right. Um, well, this is interesting because she's like, it's interesting because she's like, God damn it, get over here. And she says this to your husband, like, God damn it, get over here. She's like, I've got her on the line. God damn it, get your ass over here. I'm gonna have you talk to her. Um, it's interesting because I don't know if your husband was a worrywart, but she's like, you're worried too much about this. She's like, about the son, about caring for him. Yolanda, your friend, can see very much like too worried about him. She's like, get the fuck over here, talk to your wife. That's that energy. So I wanna say to you, and this is so beautiful. He says, patience, patience. You're going to get there before you know it. Patience. But he says something very beautiful about keeping every single promise he's ever made to you. Like every single promise he's ever made to you, to be by your side, to always be there, to protect, to look over. He's there. Um, he also interestingly says you might want to check in with why your teeth are grinding so much. Why are you so fucking angry? Like, why are you so goddamn angry? You need to go to TJ
I'm
Maxx tomorrow. Here's the other thing that
yeah.
I want you to do too, please. Um, if you can at TJ Maxx, I see a big clear glass jug, and the clear glass jug is for what looks like sun tea. Okay,
Mhm.
so I don't know if you're familiar with sun tea. I don't know
Yes.
why this big jug is there, but like lemons, like sweet tea, sun tea, what have
Yes.
you. I would have you. I have to wonder, Sally. I see you're sitting out in the sun. I love that about you, sitting out in the sun, sharing this time with us. But my question is it's like, imagine making the sun tea. It's like they want you to drink sun. So let me ask you, do you know if your vitamin D levels are low?
Currently, yeah, a little.
Okay. So that's what that, like, when I get the message that they want you to drink sun, that feels very much like vitamin D. And at the end of a long winter, short days, we might have a vitamin D depletion. Um, why does Yolanda say this? This is funny. She's like, uh, I think you were the one of the only women that she liked, Sally, because she's like, there's something about you being very down to earth, and like the other women being like hoity-toity snots, like snuts. Um, there's
Yeah.
something different about you in the way that you would just swear, like down to earth. You would swear, you'd call it as it is. There's a fine appreciation, and I don't know why she would say this, but she says that you remind her of our mother. I don't know if you ever heard anything about her mother or knew anything about her mother. That's very much a compliment.
Um,
No bullshit, down to earth,
yeah.
but you have to stop waiting for the joy and the color to come to you. You have to go out and get it, even if that's just a trip to TJ Maxx, because staying at home, doing the thing, doing the thing, doing the thing. Um,
She's right.
it's interesting. So, what they're talking about, Sally, in the future, your son being launched or what have you, they're saying that it's going to scare you. Okay. It's going to scare you. So, I don't know if like he's moving, I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm also getting, don't worry about it. Don't freak out about it. It's nothing truly to be scared of. It's something that's different, but not scary. Um, may I ask you, Sally, do you have anything on your wrist right now?
No.
No bracelet. You don't have carpal tunnel, do you?
Um, I'm sure I do, but I don't suffer from it.
Tell me why hubby would be pointing at your wrist, like pointing at the wrist, pointing at the wrist.
Well, I've really been really thinking about getting a tattoo on my wrist for him.
Okay,
I don't know.
then I would I would lean into it. Um, he wants to see a little bit of your Sophia Petrillo come back. Okay, he wants to see a little bit of that pizzazz, a little bit of that fire, a little bit of that spunk come back. He misses it watching you. You got to know this. Like, there's something about a depleted spirit. Okay, I want to. Okay, so he gives me advice for you and guidance for you that I don't think that you can achieve, which is difficult. He would really love for you to have like a bar or a restaurant that you could smoke in. Like he's showing me I was a kid in the 80s walking around like the department store, people smoking. So I can remember, smoking and non-smoking sections of the restaurant. But there's something about um do you have a hard time going out, Sally, because you can't smoke in a building? Is this what
Right
this
now,
is?
I'm outside so I can smoke. I don't smoke in my house.
You don't smoke in your house. Okay.
No,
So joy is going to be something that is tied to smoking. Okay.
I know.
So I don't know if you can get to like a VFW or a Legion Hall or what have you, where they could like drink and smoke inside. I don't know what this is, but like life is for the living. Now I say this, but and also understanding that like where we go to from here is so much better than Earth. I know it's hard for us to imagine, and I can't give away too many details about it, but it is so much better. And while you're here, kind of waiting for launch to go to the world of spirit, you got to just, I don't know. I don't know what your tastes and preferences are. He literally just showed me like Thelma and Louise at the movies. Just there might be certain movies, there might be certain dinners, certain places that you can go to bring yourself some joy. But they don't want to see you so miserable. Okay, they're watching you, and there's like a sense of, again, the word that comes from it is depletion. Depletion. I also want to ask you, Sally, do you pay attention to like news media? Do you look at that stuff?
I am really trying hard not to.
Okay,
Um,
please, yeah.
yeah,
And what's interesting to me is like I hear a 3-day fast. If you can do a 3-day fast from the news or the media, you know, get rid of it all on your social media pages, turn it off, don't listen to it, don't watch it. I think
already
you'll
done it.
see. Oh, good, 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 good. You'll see a shift there. Uh, and I know you're most likely in this part of your life where you're shedding responsibilities, like you don't want like a bunch of things to take care of. He says you need a gerbil.
Oh,
God damn it, a gerbil, like a pet or something to take care of in a cage, like a chinchilla, a hamster, a gerbil, or something like that. Do you
tell
have
him I
anything to
said
take care of,
no.
Sally?
He left me with 3 dogs, no gerbil.
Okay. Do you have those dogs? Are you taking care of them?
Oh, yeah.
Are they kind of by themselves, or do you need something that's like a fish in a tank? Do they take care of themselves, in and out? I think you might need something a little bit more to take care of. If the dogs are enough for you right now, that's great. But like, I don't know if grandkids are in the story or not, but I'm literally seeing the tubes of the hamsters, like the hamster house with the tubes and all that. You might just want to consider a house plant or a goldfish. I don't know, something to give you a little bit of joy there, in terms of taking care of. And the reason why I say that is because you have to know you had an impact on your loved ones. And very authentic, very down to earth. Yolanda loved being friends with you. You were not a snot whatsoever. Um, hubby, I can't explain to you how much you mean to him. The thanks and the gratitude that I get from helping him through everything up to his transition to the world of spirit. But then there is this watching you not seeing your value because you're not able to show it. Like you're not able to show your affection and helping. So you don't have that message from the husband. You don't have that message from friends. You don't have that message from people that you mean something and that you matter. They see this and they want to let you know that you matter. You've always mattered. You always will matter. It does not matter how much you have to give to people in your life. You've always mattered. You've always brought a smile to people's faces. You'll continue to do that. But right now, they want you to figure out how to have some fun. Can I ask, did you golf?
Oh, no, no. Our golf carts were strictly for drinking. Drinking, mudding, breaking the law.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard what you just said. Our golf carts were strictly for drinking.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
100%. That's it.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Um, I love that. Because it does sound like a blast, but I want to ask you, how could you bring that energy back into your life while also remaining safe and responsible?
This is just a hard time of year for me. The river camp that she's talking about, I cannot physically set it up by myself, and I'm just dependent on everybody. And I don't do that very well. He took care of everything like that. I mean, I would go to work and my camp would be set up. My golf cart was down there with the bear ice down. I mean, it's not like that now.
Can I ask, does hubby have a best friend that's alive like a brother?
Yeah,
Okay. What I hear is get my brother to help, but I don't feel like it's a brother. I don't feel like it's like a blood brother. I feel like it's like the best friend kind of brother.
he's been begging to help, but he was in a minor car accident, but he's down. So I'm dependent on my son, and he travels so much for work. So, well, I mean, I'll get there when I get there, but I'm not used to this. I'm not used to having to ask for help.
Sally, I want to throw it back at you. Okay. If any of these wonderful humans that are on this call with us were in the same position, I would ask you what your guidance to them would be. The guidance that I'm going to give you is the guidance that you would give them. People are in your life that love you. People are in your life that love you and want to help you. And they're not going to see you as a burden. They're going to actually see it as an opportunity to express that love.
I know. I do know that. It's hard.
So maybe you can give this Yahoo an opportunity to express some love for you.
Yeah.
And to allow yourself to be loved and healed is good for all the people in the world of spirit that love you. The other funny thing is can I ask, you have a picture of Yolanda in your house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hold on. The, there, I want to. There's a little sadness coming through from her side. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because nobody's remembering her.
Oh, I know. I
Like
know.
nobody's remembering her. There's nobody that talks to her like you talk to your husband. There's nobody. So if she's showing up here for you, that means that she's like on your spirit team, which means
Awesome.
give her a beer every once in a while. I thought it was a root beer. I went root beer barrel, root beer to beer. So just give her some like, give her some alcohol if you can have it in the house, like as a little bit of an offering. But um weird thing for her to say that we shared a love that superseded blood. So she has blood relatives out there that have forgotten her where you haven't forgotten her. So that's just
100%.
her kind of showing up and saying, hey, but I do want you to take a page out of her book. Okay. Like, and all of a sudden she floods me with the 80s stuff, like Pretty in Pink. She's giving me a bunch of the 80s images. I don't know if you spent time with her in the 80s or she's trying to show you like what's the energy of the 1980s, right? Like the flashy colors, the rolled up jeans, those sorts of things. Let's get that kind of back into your life because I think it's more important than you realize. Um, why do I see crimped hair, Debbie Gibson hair, like like the crazy sort of like crimped 80s hair? I don't know if you need to go out and get a crimper. Like I don't know what you need, Sally, but you need something to bring up the joy because you're going to have a lot more of these springs to figure out how to ask for help.
I know. It's not getting easier.
But how about you not make it tougher than it needs to be?
Well, by how I'm trying to not make it tougher is I'm just when it happens, it happens. When my camp gets together, I mean, I can't pull a 40-foot camper. If
Sure.
I've even been thinking about getting a smaller camper, but yeah.
No, you like your luxury. You don't want to do that. You like your luxury. So you
I
want to keep
actually
that, all
bought it
right?
for him after he passed. I picked it up on his birthday. I always told him he always liked to spend money. He wanted to buy a camper that spring, and I was like, no, we don't need it. And I said, the only way I'll look at a camper is if it has a king size bed and a fireplace. And do you know, I found a camper and the guy desperately needed money and it's worth twice what I paid for it with a fireplace and a king size bed that I can't even fucking get on. I had to get myself steps so I can get on the bed. My dogs can't get on the bed without steps. And every time I crawl up in that bed, I'm thinking, what are you thinking? My husband's gone. I have a king size bed with 3 dogs in it. I mean,
Enjoy it while you have it.
yeah.
You know, enjoy it while you have it. A lot of people out there would love to have a camper with a king size bed and a fireplace and 3 dogs and a campsite and all of that. So, well, you might be desensitized a little bit to it. You got a lot of blessings there. You got a lot of abundance there. Lean into it because those are gifts. And got to remember that you are your loved one's movie. What kind of movie are they watching? Right? Let's just do your spirits a favor, please, and don't piss off Yolanda when I say this. Go to TJ Maxx tomorrow, please. Go to TJ Maxx tomorrow. Just buy something with a little bit of color. That color
She'll haunt
psychology
me.
thing.
I'm going to TJ Maxx tomorrow. She will. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Perfect.
Yesterday
Okay.
was
So,
my 43rd anniversary with my husband. I want to wish him a happy anniversary. And I want to tell Yolanda to keep her hands off my man.
wait. Hold on. Today is your 43rd anniversary?
Yesterday.
Yesterday was. And today's my 43rd episode. I love that. Little synchronicities. And she's been with me for the past few days. So
She's a mess.
she is the
Miss
best.
her
Okay.
every day.
She didn't smoke hand-rolled cigarettes, did she?
Camel,
What?
what'd you say?
She didn't smoke hand-rolled cigarettes, did she?
Actually, sometimes she did. She liked to roll cigarettes.
Yeah, like that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like the and I just didn't know if it was like regular tobacco or the wacky tobacco.
Oh, she was known for both. She was. She
Okay.
was, especially after she moved to Florida. Yeah.
Um, Sally, I want to move to the next spirit, but I feel like it's an opportunity for me to talk about the unremembered dead. Like you got your husband, you remember him. Like I remember my Graham. There are a lot of people in spirit that are being forgotten.
Forgotten.
And I think that's a big message for a lot of us here who have loved ones in spirit. We kind of move on. We kind of grow desensitized. We think that they're separate, but they're with us and they want to hear from us. So thank you for keeping that conversation going with hubby and Yolanda. He just popped in here and he's like, don't be surprised when I have to say I told you so about your son. There's something here about I told you so. So just like, expect expect a little drama, but don't expect any danger. Okay, things getting like popcorny, things that are gonna like bubble up and keep going. Okay, so my love to you, Sally. Thank you for that, Brandy. If you want to pull us off spotlight so we can bring forth the next
Thank
person.
you.
Okay. All right. So I have a little bit of sibling rivalry, I think, going on here because I have what feels like a brother, and I want to tell you like who I feel. Okay, and it's weird that I'm getting the vehicles. This is a young. He's showing me as young. Power Wheels. If you guys remember, like the Power Wheels, like buggy. Um, the front tire had the pedals, the 2 back tires, the Power Wheels that little kids would get in. All right. What he's showing me is like I think he wore a cape because he'd go down fast, and I think there was like a driveway that had a slope. There was a ramp at the bottom of it, And what I'm getting is I think this person is trying to talk to his sister, because there was this whole thing of like, I'm gonna run and tell mom, or I'm gonna tell mom that you did this, or like the back and forth kind of sibling rivalry that little kids would have. But I want to ask if anybody has a specific memory about a brother who would have rode a Power Wheels with a cape, who would have jumped and maybe ripped something, gotten in trouble, blamed it on you. I mean, that's a real specific goddamn story, you guys. Um, does anybody have like a deceased brother or cousin that was like a brother who wore a cape on a Power Wheels? I'm gonna start there. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how's it
Hello.
going?
So,
Oh, can you hear me?
I can. Is this your person?
So there's a picture of my brother who passed away in this type of Hot Wheels type toy when he was a little kid. And he's actually wearing a cape. And he sibling rivalry. Oh my gosh, all we did was argue. All we did was fight. And when we were really little, we would get each other in trouble. And then when we were trying to go to sleep at night, and then my parents would come in and we would blame it on the other one. So
Okay.
maybe not.
So,
I don't know. I
Brandy,
just kind of thought I'd see.
yeah, no, Brandy, like I don't think that's anybody else here. That's very much, I think this is for Nicole. Okay. So if Brandy, you could bring us up on Spotlight and I can share this time with you, Nicole. Okay. So here's a brother. Can I ask, I'm gonna say this with kindness. Did this did this brother like having things in his veins?
Well, yes and no. So, I mean, he was
What
diabetic.
I mean by that, I'm going to be clear with you. I'm not talking about needles. I'm talking about like drugs. Like I feel like things in my veins. You know what I mean? I feel like a sense of relief from having them in my veins. Okay, just that's a little bit of addiction thing going on.
So towards the end of his life, he was constantly on a lot of pain pills, and it unfortunately got to the point where he would actually ask the nurses and doctors for more, like either morphine or Dilaudid or whatever he happened to be on, and they had to kind of like try to stop it, and so that makes sense.
Yeah, no, like that's like there's a warmth, I guess. That's the best way I can say it to that feeling. So he's bringing me that feeling. Here's the thing that I have to praise you for. Thank you for standing in direct opposition to that. Thank you for being the person that's like clean, sober, like not fucking around with any of that stuff. Very much appreciates that because you're not going to do to your mom what he did. And that's huge for him. That's something that you don't have to carry as a soul when you move to death and you know you do all of that. But um okay. So here's the funny thing that I'm talking about, like the Power Wheels, the golf cart, right? So here we have a spirit of joy. You know, a spirit of joy is coming through for our Friday night get together, right? We want to keep it happy go lucky as much as possible. Here's the interesting thing that he's telling me. So you've made a lot of choices to um remove people from your life. You know what I mean? Like remove people from your life. The words that he's giving me are white trash people. You want nothing to do with people who are white trash people. You're leaving them behind. But he has a funny message for you. He sees you going through that process, but he wants to fuck with you a little bit here, Nicole. And he's like, well, make sure that you don't slip into thinking you're better than people. So like you want to be different. You want to be like, you know what I mean? You want to like have the best life, but he
But don't
says,
take it
make
too
sure that you,
far, maybe.
what? Maybe you take it too far. Yeah. He's like, make sure you don't become a snob, like
Yeah.
a snob. Make sure you don't become a snob. Make sure you're like, look down in your nose at those people because, um, uh, It's so fucked that he would say this. People who live in trailers are people too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's he just loves you, sees your efforts, just, you can be better than you were yesterday, but you'll never be better than another human. Do you
Yeah.
get what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
very much likes that. Now, I also want to tell you, I asked you, do you do you tear ass on like four-wheelers like a man does?
No, I do not.
Like, what are you driving that is like, it's not like timid, it's like, um what,
I used to
can I
have a
ask you, you ever
Jeep.
fishtail?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, what are you driving? Because he's like, I'm getting this message going like, I love seeing you do that, and I'm like seeing like the tail of dirt, like when you drive and you do a fishtail. Are
Oh,
you an
I don't
aggro
know.
driver?
I
Are
have
you an
a
angry
RAV.
driver?
I can get road rage, a little bit of road rage.
Are you
I don't have a lot of
aggressive though?
patience.
You don't have a lot of patience. I don't know why he likes this. So I'm giving you the stamp of approval. You might actually be driving defensively.
Maybe.
When people can drive too slowly. I just want to let you know the message that I'm getting is around your driving, how he likes it. There's something
I
like,
talk to him a lot in the car.
oh, okay. So um there's that.
And weirdly, my car's been really windy lately on the interstate. And I've been saying it to people and I've been noticing it. So I don't know if
Like
that's just what
fishtail
I thought
a little
of.
bit. Isn't that weird? Like a little fishtail
Yeah.
energy? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, it's interesting. So do you remember the Gremlins? Do you remember Gizmo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I see that, and then I see the two of you like, do you remember your footy pajamas? Do you remember footy pajamas?
Yeah.
We're
We
going
both
way
have
back.
some.
Yeah, like footy pajamas. But there's this thing of like, um, there's definitely like a soul connection here between you and your brother, Nicole. And the reason why I say this is because it's like I want to get under the covers with you and I want to have the big bowl of popcorn, right? Like we got to be under the same covers and we got to have the big bowl of popcorn on top, and then we're just like on the couch and we're like watching our movie. So you might want to have like a movie time with your brother, like intentionally sit down and watch movies with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he goes from like the Gremlins, which is like the 80s, which is like the old stuff. Never remember a movie. I wouldn't like, this is kind of obscure. Do you ever remember a movie called Death Proof? It was a Quentin
Not off the top of
Tarantino
my head.
movie. Right. So it's kind of obscure. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie, but it has like muscle cars. Like there's a big muscle car in it. And it's like it's like a road movie, like cars, assassins, killers, road, it's like an action flick. Can you remember? Because he's like trying to tell me about a movie that has like a muscle car in it, like an old muscle car. Like, I don't know if this is the General Lee. I don't know what this is, but to sit down, have car time with him, have movie time.
I'm not quite entirely sure about the car thing, but it could be definitely something. He loved movies. That was his favorite thing to do. He was kind of like a movie buff, almost, if you will. Like he knew all the lines from like old TV shows, series, documentaries, it was one of his favorite things to do was like talk about movies and watch movies and yeah.
You don't mind a little like action flick, do you?
No.
Okay. I want you, because the way this works for me is like they go through my head, they look at my symbols, they look at what I've seen, they look at what's in my memory, then they pull it out and they give it to me. You may want to just watch that movie Death Proof. Okay. Because like he's
Yeah.
given it to me. It's kind of like an action movie. Quentin Tarantino, that should tell you everything about it. Maybe from 10 or 15 years ago, 15 maybe. Okay. Really delighted with what you're making of yourself. And I got to tell you this because there's like this energy of like the thankless job. Like I'm putting in a lot of effort. I'm not being seen or people aren't acknowledging me. He wants to thank you for whatever changes you're making and putting into your life. What's funny, Nicole, is he's telling me be careful with your scalp. So I want to ask
Okay.
you, um, do you get reactions to shitty jewelry?
Sometimes. I definitely have in the past.
Okay, so that's like a thing of like, don't dye your hair, don't dye your
Hmm.
hair, don't dye your hair. I think you might have heard me say this because there's something
Hmm.
about like him telling me to tell you to listen to that. So for
Yeah.
folks who are wondering about this, whenever I do live events or these sorts of things, Spirit always shows me the people who have sensitivity to metals, like crappy metals and jewelry, because those people who have sensitivity to metals like that from jewelry are also highly sensitive to the toxic chemicals that are in hair dye. Okay. So he's
It
having
makes
you
sense.
watch this. Well, he wouldn't like, I mean, I can't guarantee what happens. I can't guarantee anything about what happens here, Nicole. Some people can survive it, some people can't. Pregnant women shouldn't dye their hair. I don't want to get up on a soapbox about it, but it would really suck to put on all the work that you're putting into your life to become the thing that you want to be, then to get to the end of it all and go, God damn it, I got brain cancer because I dyed my hair.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
just like uh and I can't believe that I have to say this to another adult, but I'm going to say it. Okay. I'm going to say this to you. Um, you're a Vermonter, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. That helps with what I'm about to say to you. Um, he's giving me big thumbs up around cannabis. Okay. So, like, if you're somebody who can like manage that plant ally in your life with a little like you can moderate it. If I'm getting the impression that it's in your life a little bit, so what
Yeah.
he's telling me is, I think that it's helpful. I think that it's helping you with something. Okay, in the same way, like I get that hair dye is bad. Watch your scalp. I also get
Yeah.
that cannabis is good. So you must be interacting with it in a way that it's a medicine for you. Just keep at that. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, he appreciates your efforts to stay straight and narrow, and that's important for you to hear. But what's hold on, hold on. Here's a funny thing. Like when I said to you at the beginning of this, like you must, Nicole, know what I was talking about when I said Friday nights, right? Friday nights,
Mhm.
go out, have fun. Friday nights, you get the weekend, you can get a little
Yeah.
hungover, you don't have to worry about it, yada yada yada. He wants me to ask you, when's the last time you had fun?
It's been a bit. Yeah. Actually, the last time I had fun was when I went to the Highgate Manor and I saw you, and it was actually wonderful. It was a wonderful night. But before that, almost 2 years.
Why? We
Just not
know,
like
right?
for any, yeah, life, just
Well, no, I don't want to say life. I actually want to look at it through the lens of what are you committed to? The answer to that question, what you're committed to, is the answer as to why you had 2 years of just blah.
because I'm just trying to build a better life for myself and the boys and just, yeah.
Yeah, golf clap, baby, golf clap. That's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. But here, I want you to do this for your brother. Okay. This summer, I want you to find like a campsite, go camping with your kids, what have you. But he's
Yeah.
talking about a drive-in movie theater. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want you to go find a drive-in movie theater. There's got to be a couple left in New England. I want you to find a campground that's nearby. I want you to go have a camp trip. I want you to like go out and
Do things.
watch some drive-through movie theaters. Bethel, Vermont has one. Thank you, Michelle and Julie. Bethel, Vermont has one. So
There's
there
one in
are out there.
Colchester. It's about maybe 20 minutes from St. Albans, which is where I live. And it's pretty prominent. It's well known. My brother and I used to go to it when we were kids a lot.
So that's why he would tell me that. Now, the funny
Yeah.
thing is, can I ask, remember how he keeps hammering me with the car thing?
Yeah.
The muscle car. Do the Fast and Furious movies mean anything to you?
Um, Not on like a personal level. I don't think I saw the last two actually, but I was at one point really into them, and so was he. And we would talk about different shows and different movies that we enjoyed. So at one point we did discuss that one.
Okay, so it's not death proof. What you got to do is you got to watch the other movies with your brother. Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe what you need to, because what is there, like 13 of them now? There's like a
Or
lot of
something.
them.
Yeah, it's a
There's too
lot.
many of them. There's too many of them. Maybe you got to go from the beginning all the way up. Um, all the way up. Okay. I have a weird question for you. You don't have a sty on your eye, do you?
I did not too long ago.
Okay,
Well,
so
maybe like
I
maybe a
can't
few
see
months.
anything. I can't see anything around your eyes. But he's showing me something about uh like a blood vessel or a sty or something on your eye, and he's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it." So I think that you might be a little bit of a hypochondriac. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because if he's like, "Oh, you got a little thing, just let it go, let it go, let it go." Okay. Um. Oh, he's got a gravestone, doesn't he?
He's in an urn.
In a grave.
No, he's with my parents right now.
Okay. People aren't visiting him, Nicole. Like people aren't visiting him. People aren't going to him. People aren't talking to him. You know how like we have gravestone, we can go and we can talk and we can like
Yeah,
pour out a
yeah, and
beer, we can
sit
do something
down
like
and have
that.
like a
Does he have a spot? Because I keep feeling like you've got to go to my grave. You've got to visit me. You've got to go see me. You've got to go see me. So if he's cremated, he's got an urn. Is this like you got to go to your parents?
yeah. So my mom has a place for him in the living room. It's on a shelf. It's got his urn and a picture of him, some flowers, a few other memorable things. And she lights this candle for him every single night. And
No, no, no. Hold on, hold on. I'm sorry, sorry, sorry. It's not. It's not inside. It's not inside. Did they spread ashes outside anywhere? Did they spread any of his ashes outside?
no, but down the road from him, there is a cemetery where all my aunts and uncles are, and that's where my parents will be.
Okay. Do you not remember a tire swing or a tree as a kid? Do you?
Maybe, yeah. We went to a playground a lot. We lived near a playground that had a tire swing.
You might want to just. I don't know. I think it's there's a lot to be said about cremation and burial. There's a whole lot to be said about that. But when we have like a cemetery and we have a headstone, we have a place where we can go and spend some time. I
Hang
mean,
out and spend time.
100 years ago, 200 years ago, people were having picnics in cemeteries, because you'd go to the cemetery and have a picnic there.
Yeah.
There's something about carving out a little bit of time to make sure that you go and sit with him. Okay. Carve out a little bit of time to make sure you go and sit with him. Do you have his t-shirt?
Yeah, I do. I have a couple of
Okay.
his t-shirts actually.
Like he's saying, smell me. Like, like pull them out and like smell him, get his smell, like to remind you because he's there. Um, we wish he had one last chance to call you an egghead while he was alive, but he gets to now. So he loves you. That's his way of saying, I love you. I wish I could have told you I love you, love, 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 all that stuff. I don't want to diminish it, but all of that stuff comes through when these connections are made. And he wants to give you the positive affirmation that you're not getting from your parental figures. Like he wants to give you the atta girl energy. He wants to make sure that you know that you're doing a great job, even though you may not be hearing that from people who would just expect you to do this. Okay. Because like this is a choice that you're making, you know, caring for your family, creating a better life, becoming the best version of yourself. That's a choice that you're making. Okay. Don't take it so seriously that you become a little bit snobby or you don't remember the fun and just cutting loose. Okay. We got to have some fun
Yeah.
and cut loose. All right. So,
Yeah.
he's like, watch out for that sciatica in your hip, old lady. So you got something
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, my hip is weird. Yes, every time I clean it bothers me, and I have to go to physical therapy, and I'm not, and so maybe I should.
Maybe you should. And, like, do you line dance?
No, I don't line dance. I mean, I like to dance. I'm not very good at it, but
Well, I'm just kind of seeing you doing like the shit kicking, the stomping, like the boot wearing, and like I'm seeing that, but he's laughing because he's like, watch out for your hip, old lady, so figure out what your Friday night is. Maybe your Friday night's not like Sally's. I mean, Sally wants to be down by the river getting tanked and driving her fucking golf cart, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's Sally's Friday night. Okay. Your Friday night, maybe it's just catching up on the Fast and Furious with a big bowl of buttery popcorn with your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. With a little bit of Mary Jane to go along with it.
Yeah, that was one of our things. We always enjoyed smoking together. When he got sick and life was just busy and we would see each other, but every time we see each other, we'd try to smoke if we could. So
much love to you, Nicole. Thank you for being here.
thank you so much,
here.
Josh.
All right. Take care of yourself. I'm going to get to the next one. Brandy, if you want to take us off, we're going to get to the next person. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm feeling like a dad energy come in. Okay. So I want to ask somebody because like what I'm seeing is like tongs. Hold on. We're grilling here. We're all of a sudden a dad that's grilling, but I'm grilling what feels like Italian sausage. There's something about like keep them rolling. There's like there it feels like there's a secret about peppers and onions. Like I don't know, do we soak them in water for like an hour or two before we put them on the grill? There's some energy coming through here. The other thing that I get from this dad is that I think that you on this call are going to be like daughter to him. um I think he had a junior. And what I mean by that is I think he had a junior, like there might have been either like he had a son that was like a junior, like Larry Jr., or a son that was just like him, like clone wise, like very physically, like a mini me almost. But the weird thing is he's hanging his head in shame around the brother, around the junior, around and uh it's good like he like I gotta establish whose father this is before I give you the messages. He just wants to give the messages to you. There's something about the brother slash junior bringing shame to him in the world of spirit. um I'm just gonna ask, did anybody here, because I just keep seeing it, it doesn't feel like a grill, it feels like a griddle. Like they would this weird that we're back at the fair here, but like if you go to the fair and you see like the peppers and onions and the Italian sausage truck and all that. Did anybody here have anybody that made Italian sausage but had like secret ways of doing it?
You
Don't
boil
get caught up on the Italian sausage.
you boil them in water first.
Wait. Who's that?
Me, Jody. You boil them in water first.
Thank you, Jody. I'm looking at a screen of like 30 names, and you're like, it's me. Okay. So
He's
you
not a
would boil.
junior. The only thing, like nobody's saying anything, but sausages we always boiled in water first in a small pan before we put them on the grill or the what is it? Had a cast iron.
Yeah.
He had a cast iron griddle that did not have vents, and it didn't have. It was like from the 1950s, I think, and it was it didn't have lines, it didn't have bumps in it. It was just, and we would do it on a hibachi in the backyard.
Yeah. Okay. So that's this because it's a griddle. It's not like a grill will have lines and bumps and things for them to fall through. That's not what this is. So there's a secret. Okay. A secret to the um a secret to the Italian sausage. You'd boil them in water. It wasn't the onions and peppers being boiled. It was the secret of boiling the sausages in water. Okay. Now you said that there wasn't a junior. Can I ask you, do you have a brother?
I do, but he was Polish. My father was Polish, and they didn't call him. His name was Stanley Eugene, and his mother called him Genu because that's Eugene in Polish. So it sounds like Junior, but there's no Junior.
No. Like, think of the feeling of Junior, like mini me. Like I have a son. He's not a Josh Jr., but he's very much a mini me. You can definitely tell he's my kid. That's the energy that I'm talking about. Can I ask you, do you know your brother has brought shame to your father?
He's what to my father? I didn't hear
Brought
what you said.
shame to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He stole.
That's important.
He
Well,
stole.
I don't need to know the specifics. Nobody needs to know the specifics. The more important part of this, Jody, is to make sure that you know that you don't. Okay. Now, the reason why I have to bring this up is because I'm not sure how old school they were. You're talking Polish, what have you. Was this a family that, like, my mom's family was like this? Like, my grandparents loved the boys and kind of pushed the girls to the side. Like they like worshiped the boys, and the boys are the best thing ever. Like that's what my uncles were. But my mom and my aunt were kind of like pushed to the side and kind of forgotten or taken for granted. I don't know if there's any of that here, but it's really important to make sure that you know how special you are. And Jody, I want to ask, do you leave flowers for dying people? Brandy, I don't know if I don't think anybody else here is going to have a secret around Italian sausage, griddle, like any of that. So I'm pretty sure that this is Jody. If you could bring Jody and I up together so I could talk to her about this. I don't know if it's my internet connection, your internet connection. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't know if you're freezing on your side. But I'm going to ask you again. Was this old world, like worship the boys, put the girls to the side? Was that what this energy was?
So what it was, so they had 3 kids before they had me that were he was in the service. They had 3 kids, and that son who appeared similar to him, that's brought shame to the family, was 8 years old when I was born, and he was the favorite until I was born, and then he tortured me, like more so than a person who's 8 years older than a baby should torture them.
Yes.
He so he was the favorite. My father spoiled him, and then I came along, and he was pushed to the side. So he just was. I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but because you said you stopped.
No. So I just want to. What I want to acknowledge is that you're a person of character. You're a person of integrity. I also want to ask you: do you bring little cups or little vases of flowers to dying people?
I can't recall. I can't recall doing that.
I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing here.
I bring them
and
to living people. I bring them to nurses all the time that I see in an office. Like I bring them to people all the time. I was a nurse and I hurt myself, and I haven't worked in 6 years, and it's horrible. Like I had an industrial accident at work, and I just had a really grueling, verbally abusive interview, actually. And I'm still like reeling from it.
So don't give me
so now,
Jody. I'm going to interrupt you. Okay, don't give me too much. Because I want to do my thing without knowing too much about you, and I want to tell you exactly what I'm hearing. Like, and I'm going to give you the order of the messages that I'm getting them, because that matters too. Like it's like words in a sentence. So get the sausage. We indicate you. The family secret of boiling them in water, that indicates you. Brother / junior who brings shame, and then the opposite of that. For as much shame as that person's bringing, you're somebody who brings them delight. Okay, like you're a good person. Like I'm going to use like air quotes. You're a good person. Okay, then what indicates that to them is I'm seeing little cups of flowers on like bedside tables. I'm seeing like flowers going into hospitals. And you said that you're a nurse and you bring flowers to nurses whenever you have the chance, what have you. That giving nature is something that absolutely needs to be acknowledged. I got to acknowledge that in you. Okay. Your dad want a cigarette real bad? Would your dad want a cigarette real bad?
Yeah, because he quit.
I'll tell you what, man. Like you might want to but are you familiar with Jody? You might not actually be familiar with them because they're kind of, again, obscure, like that movie. Do you know what these little incense uh, discs are? Do you know what these are?
I've never seen them shaped like that. No.
So they come in like little foil wrappers. There's probably 8 or 10 of them in a pack. So this is like charcoal. You'd light this, and it'll catch, like charcoal will catch. You set it in a bowl of sand or outside on the ground or what have you, and then you put incense in it. That's what that little scoop is right here. Okay. The fun thing is, I would love for you to maybe buy some loose tobacco for your dad. Buy a pack of these. Okay. Um, you don't live anywhere near the ocean, do you?
I do.
You do? Okay, because I'm smelling salt water. Hold on, I'm smelling salt
You
water. Like I want to.
Sorry. I'm gonna just tell me where the cemetery is too. Yeah.
Go and light some of these, like a lighter, and then put a little bit of tobacco on it and just let the tobacco burn and that smoke go out into the air for your dad. It's a little bit of an offering, a little bit of a witchy thing for you there to do with your loved one in spirit. Okay, I would love for you to. Do you get cable or satellite? Do you get cable or satellite? You do. Okay. Do you get the History Channel? Because, man, I'll tell you what, naval battles, World War II battles, naval stuff, World War II fights, D-Day, all of that stuff. If you could just leave that on for him, just like turn it on while you're cooking something or cleaning the bathroom or something. But there's like, I want to hear about the war. I want to watch the war. I want to watch the boats and the ships. There's something very much about history.
He was in World War II in the Navy.
So you see where like Navy
Yeah.
the ships, Admiral, like, and like he must have liked it because now he wants to watch it. Here's what you need to hear, okay? And I'm not going to pull any punches with you, Jody. Like I'm just going to give you everything that I got from them. I'm not going to filter it. There's nothing about you that's a failure at all. I get that you have some challenges. I get that you have an injury. I get that you had an abusive interview. But those are all things that are outside of your control. Those are all things that have nothing to do with you because that'd be happening to anybody else that was in your position. It doesn't speak to your character, it doesn't speak to your person, and it doesn't speak to your heart. Now, the fascinating thing that I get here, because this angel that helps me coordinates all this, well, here I walk into this going, Friday night. I don't have Friday nights anymore because I can't remember the last goddamn day off I had. You have what? What did you say? 6 years of Friday nights? So we got to like lean into it and have a little humor there. I want to. So I'm going to take it from what you're saying, Jody, that you do want to like do something with yourself, get back on your feet, blah 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 blah. Like sounds like you had an interview. Sounds like things are trying to make things move for you, which I love. Take it with a grain of salt, but they're showing me like the inside of the ticket on the inside of the back of a library book. They're giving me the signs of library. I don't know if you need to volunteer there. I don't know if you have like can go and just spend some time there. I don't know if there's something that you can do with a library, but this feeling of stasis, being stuck, I think is something that you can work with in terms of going to do something. You might want to just go see if your library needs some help organizing some magazines. I don't know if you're an organizer. I don't know what this is for you. I don't know if you're a book person. I don't know why they would point you in the way of a library, but maybe you need to go there. Maybe there's a sheet up on the board about an opportunity. Maybe there's something at the library there for you, but it's something about like the idle hands of the devil's plaything. You know what I mean? Like, let's get you to do something. Let's get you to do something. Okay. When did you move?
12 years ago.
Okay. Can I ask, before you moved, did you have pictures of dad up and then you moved and then you didn't put them back up?
We painted and the picture came down and then it just got put back up on the mantle about a month ago.
So it's interesting because I get this feeling of like, thank you for taking the picture down. Make sure you put it back up. And it feels like around a move or maybe a remodel or something. All right, Jody, I don't know if this is your mom or his mom, but he's giving me this information that he's very grateful that you're not, I believe, like your mother. Okay, can I ask you a question? Was your mother a believer in corporal punishment?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not somebody who's a believer in corporal punishment. So again, he's glad that you didn't end up like her. Um, why does he just want you to eat noodles and butter?
um, I think we didn't have cheese when we were growing up. I think we ran out by Friday and we had macaroni, milk, and butter. No cheese. That was like comfort food if we ran out of cheese. We didn't get the
Okay.
cheese. So
Okay.
we
Maybe
went without.
I don't know. Maybe every Friday night you need to have noodles and butter. Like it feels like a comfort thing. Uh, I love me some cheese with my noodles. This is not a me thing. I would put cheese on my noodles in a heartbeat. So I want you to you're not well, I know that you said that you're near the ocean, but like are you near a place where there's bars and like bands playing? Do you have any options to go to that stuff? Here's why. Do you remember the 80s hair bands like Poison and Skid Row and like all of that?
Hmm.
You know how like those old men are touring?
Hmm.
Like some of them are like together, like Motley Crue and Def Leppard, and like they do their thing.
I
He
live near the music circus.
Is it possible for you? And I know like it sounds like there's like job stuff, things going on, what have you, but he wants you to go see like these old bands that are like touring. Like the like the Bon Jovi and like the hair metal and like the big hair from the 80s, but now they're back. And I think maybe um, I can poo-poo that. I can laugh at that, but god damn it, those guys are getting it. How old are they? Close to 80, and they're getting it, right? They're out there rocking it. I don't want to make fun of that. I'm not going to make fun of that. I think maybe if you go see some of that, it'll give you a little bit of inspiration to like remember how special you are outside of being employed or not. Nurses are caregivers. Caregivers are going to want to like give care. And if you're not in this position where you can do the thing that you're wanting to do or their soul's perhaps meant to do, it can be very hard to remember how special we are. And that's an interesting thing because there's something about this energy, Jody, of getting you to like, I'm going to tell you what I saw: shoulders back, head high, chest out, proud. But then I see Cher, like Sonny and Cher. Okay. You never had a Cher t shirt, did you? Because what I'm seeing is like shoulders back, head high, chest out, proud, chin up, and then Cher on your shirt. So maybe this is leaning into those archetypes of music, like the rock and roll diva, the Cher energy. Nobody can kick your ass, nobody can beat you down. Um, you had a very verbally abusive interview.
At
How would
the
Cher have responded to
interview,
that?
at the end of the interview, he said, "Chin up, Jody." Yeah, I'm writing a letter. Yeah, I don't even care anymore if I get a job at that hospital. I don't. Like, he's getting a lot. He's going to get in trouble.
Okay.
I just not acceptable. I
So
would
your dad can come through me and tell you to keep your chin up. You know,
no,
that's what
but,
he wants
no,
you to
but
do.
that guy said that the interviewer said that to me.
I appreciate that. I understand that. And I'm sorry that that's such a synchronicity, but I'm sure he meant it like an asshole, but let's take it not like an asshole. You know what I mean? Let's take it from like, what would Cher do? A lot of people lean into what Jesus would do. I'm going to ask you, what would Cher do? Cher would write the goddamn letter. Okay. Do you have the blue china dishes? Old blueprint dishes?
No.
Okay. What I'm hearing, I think, do you have heirloom dishes, Jody? Like dishes, plates of somebody's?
I have I
I don't know
have
if you stored them with pieces of paper, but here what I've got. Like, you know how like people will put like pieces of paper between plates or what have you? Okay. I don't know if a pot roast is your favorite thing. This is what I'm asking. Okay. Like this is what I'm getting. It feels necessary to have like could you make a pot roast or like the potatoes, the carrots, the onions, like all in that like gravy, pot roasty sort of thing. Is it possible for you to make a dinner all with dishes that you've inherited?
mhm.
Like, I don't know if Corningware is a thing,
I
but like,
I got some of my mother's,
okay.
like, but they're not the blue. But so the cemetery he's buried in with my mother's ashes too. Our house that she was born in is attached to the cemetery that they're in. So that's why I was like, oh, tell me where yeah, I live near the ocean, but they're buried right next door to our house, that the family homestead that she was born in. And my friend and I used to go digging in the brook, and we'd find the little blue pieces of china plates.
Okay.
And that's why I laughed about the blue plates. No, I don't eat off of them, but we used to like dig for gold, and we would play in the brook. And my parents eventually got buried there, right
I
next.
love that. Can I ask, was there a pot roast in the family?
No, but we had pot roast. It wasn't like a thing. We had pot roast. We had pot roast.
I'm receiving that like it's something to give you medicine, like something to give you joy. Like have a pot roast. Have like, I don't know, maybe you just need like a Sunday dinner. Maybe we've gone from Friday night fun to Sunday
We
dinner,
had
you know.
dinner, and yeah, pot roast was in the rotation. Yep,
Yeah.
comfort.
I want to make sure that I deliver you this message not in a way that feels like you're failing because you're not. Um, One of the reasons why I feel like they're trying to get you to eat off your mother's dishes is so you can lean into a little bit of your mom's energy. And how would your mom would have responded from that interview?
She would have written the letter.
We would have written the letter. Okay. So right now, I think the dishes, the Corningware, the whatever you can make these things with, it's something about bringing the energy of your mother into this scenario. So I just I think prior to this conversation that you had in this interview, Jody, I'm going to say this and I don't want you to feel judged. I feel like deflated is the word, like the wind's out of my sails. Okay. And when I feel like this energy of your parents coming into you, like cooking bacon, doing all that thing, I feel like almost like, when you stick a stick in a kite and it pulls it tight, it's almost like right up, full of yourself, like knowing yourself, feeling yourself. Um, They want to put air back in your sails. That's what they're trying to do here. You just got to remember that you're not your circumstances and you're not your circumstances. You're not your circumstances. You ever work with stencils?
Mhm.
Okay. I just saw sunflower stencils, like sunflowers, like painting stencils of sunflowers. I don't know if you need to do this in your kitchen. It feels like sunflowers in your kitchen. I don't know if you could benefit from like a row of sunflowers being painted anywhere in your kitchen. Um, Also, do you have your mom's rosary?
No.
Do you have her pearls?
Yes.
Okay. I get pearls and rosary mixed up. Okay. But I want you to find an opportunity to hold your mom's pearls. Sit with them for a moment. Okay. Embody that energy. It sounds hokey, but it's not. I also want to say thank you from your mom. Can I ask, the older she got, the closer to death she got, the meaner she got? Do you know this?
No, it was the other way around. I forgave her for her behavior before she passed. She was
So,
very strict. You actually read my mother when you were in Weymouth at a hall, and she was militant. She was, and as she got older, she mellowed, and
okay.
we were at peace before she passed.
There's a thank you for the end. There's a thank you for the end. Like you helping her at the end, there's a thank you for that. Okay. Um, you don't have in your family a Lexi or a Roxy, do you? Like a niece named Lexi or Roxy?
No,
You don't have any young woman in your family with an X in her name?
no. I have a boy named Alex.
I have a boy named Alex.
Well, a
Okay.
young man.
No guarantee to what I'm about to say, but I just got the message that she's getting ready to go through the washing machine. The weird thing to say, what she's trying to tell me is that she's getting ready to reincarnate.
Hmm.
That's going to happen through the family line. Okay. You said there's an Alex, not a Roxy or a Lexi, but an Alex. I'd have to wonder. I don't know how young he is. I don't know how old he is. I don't know what that is, but like, you just want to keep an eye out on any children that get born into the family in the next few years. Okay. I think your mother's done with being dead. I think she wants to come back here. Something about missed opportunity. I don't know. She's gotten in front of the line. She's coming back. She's ready to go through the washing machine to come back to Earth. You just want to pay attention to your family. Just keep an eye out on the family. Okay. Keep an eye out for births, what have you. It's not always a guarantee that we reincarnate back into our family line, but that's oftentimes what we do. All right.
Is he?
What's that?
Is he?
No,
Okay.
I'm trying to interpret the message that she's giving me. You said that you would never work for this hospital again or at all.
No, I did, but I don't
Okay.
even care if I do now because that was just a wrong.
Okay. Hold on. So I don't know if she's trying to tell me try it there 3 times or your third option. She's talking about a three. Okay. And like, I don't know what this is. Do you know? Like, is this the third option? Is this like your third try? Or what is this?
I think this was my last try. I don't know. Um I don't know. I think I think three strikes you're out is like my three strikes you're out, you know. So
Mm.
so if I write the letter, that would be like the third whatever, you know.
No, I'll tell you, Jody, there's a sense of not giving up here. Like, I got to tell you, there's a sense of don't give up. This isn't like just resign yourself and do early retirement and shit like that. That's not what this is. This is like, don't give up. Third time's a charm. I would also wonder, everybody in this hospital has to, anybody who works there, that's all public information, right? Like, that's all public information. Okay. Do me this favor, just research for me or research for yourself. Not that person's boss, but the person above that boss. There's like a hierarchy, like um
It's
not the person who angered you.
it's federal. So I'm going to go to the I'm gonna go to the whatever. There's like letters. It's like EOO, whatever. I'm just gonna write a letter to that and tell them what happened. It's like the federal. It's not going to be his boss or his boss. It's going to be like a federal complaint because it was a federal hospital.
There you go. Perfect. Do that. Um, and maybe it's 3 letters that you got to write. Maybe you got to look for 3 people with the EEO or OOO or what have you. Um, Jody, you got a grill at your house?
Yeah.
Okay. Weird thing, your mother wants a mat under it. Like, like they make the grill mats, you put the mat under the grill so that whatever's falling off the grill or what have you.
Yeah.
The,
And my husband,
your husband does that, does the grilling?
I bought him one. He doesn't want it under it. Why does she want it under it? Do we know?
Yes, because she wants you to grill more. She wants, okay, one, you want it, you should damn well have it. Two, it's probably going to damage the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're on a deck or something, all the grease, all the stuff
Right.
coming down, right? You probably bought it for a reason. All right. Two, the other thing that I'm seeing is like she needs you out on the sun, she needs you in the fresh air, and she needs you eating good food. Okay. Like grilling, barbecuing is a medicine. It's a medicine. And remember how I said that your dad really wanted a cigarette? Like, like I haven't smoked cigarettes in years, but every time I get one of these spirits, I feel like I could walk right outside and start smoking. Okay. They don't have lungs. They don't have stomachs. They don't have mouths and taste buds. They don't have that. When we go, we don't get to eat cheeseburgers, but I would do the Italian sausage thing, this summer. And the reason being is that like we don't have enough time here. You're somebody who's had 6 years of a heartbroken hellscape. I get that. But maybe a little macaroni salad would go a long way, and then also give yourself, I don't know, is your husband a cheapskate? Because now I'm hearing give yourself the luxury of paper plates. Like, give yourself the luxury of paper plates. The little like wicker things that the paper plates would go under, the corn cob
Yeah.
things.
You have them. Yeah. We don't have the plates. I stopped buying the plates. They were too much money. And every time I send my husband to get the pizza, he forgets the paper plates because he's embarrassed to ask for them. It's ridiculous. That is so funny about the paper plates. We don't have paper plates. We're done with paper plates. Yeah. So all right, I'll spend the $10 on the paper plates.
Well, I mean, you probably spent $2 on paper plates, like
You check the price of paper plates.
I haven't, but like buy your like here, give yourself a little grill energy, put yourself the goddamn mat under the grill, enjoy your paper plates, have a little fire pit going, burn the paper plates when you burn the corn cobs or what have you, do something like that. But who the hell wants to like have a big family barbecue and then clean up a bunch of dishes after? It's just about the little moments of joy that you can get. And in these times of like, especially for you, where you're interviewing and your heart's broken and all this shit, Jody, that's going on for you right now, those little moments of joy. Why would your mom want you to watch Little House on the Prairie?
Oh my God. Because I looked just like Laura when I was little, and she made me the outfit with the bonnet and everything. And that is too much. Like that just, of everything, that just blew me away. I looked just like her. I had the hair, the braids, and she made me the little pantaloons underneath. The whole, yeah.
All right. I don't know if you've ever heard me say this before, Jody, or not, but I call it vitamin joy for a reason. We got to get our joy in like a vitamin. And maybe watching Little House on the Prairie is a good bit of joy for you. Maybe barbecuing, maybe a little live music, or you know what? How about this? You want some joy real fast? Wheel that goddamn grill out of the way, put the mat down and put the grill back on it, and screw what your husband has to say about it. That sounds like fun to me. Okay. What I can say to you is I say this often to people, Jody, but I want to say this to you. The analogy of us like existing with our spirits when they pass on is like a one-way mirror we see in a cop show. Okay? Like one-way mirror we see in the cop show. One side is the suspects, one side is the cops. We're on the side of the suspects. You bring that analogy a step further, you are your parents' movie. They're watching you. And as much as you might be miserable and as much as you might be struggling, I gotta tell you, you're a pretty fun fucking movie. There's something fun about watching you. There's something funny about watching you. Not everybody gives that gift to their loved ones in spirit. A lot of people are committed to being a bitch and being miserable and being angry. A lot of people are committed to that, whether they have to be or not. I do want to let you know that, like, your life is like a sitcom for them to watch.
It really is. It really is. I need to write a book. I'm not like nobody would believe it. And
Okay.
she cried for 6 months. I'll wrap it up. I want you to talk about somebody else. I feel like I'm hogging. But so she cried for 6 months when she found out she was pregnant with me, because she had, my siblings were 8, 12, and 14 when I was born. And then she said, I took care of those three. You take care of her in front of me, to my father. And then she said I was the best thing that ever happened to her. So I'll end with that. So yeah, it was okay. But it stung when I was little, because I knew, but I'm okay. I'm over it. And you know what? You do the best you can. You do. And I'm okay with it. I'm a parent now, and I know, like, you don't always know. You can't always filter what you say. You can't. You don't always know to. So I'm okay.
You're right, Jody. We are human, and thank you for that. But I want to tell you, I want to illustrate something to you. So imagine if you were a woman, a daughter who didn't work through that. And I know, like, let me explain this to you, because other people are going to benefit from what I'm about to share with you. If you are a daughter who allowed her mother to injure her, and you were walking around believing it, feeling it, okay, so this is what's going to happen to your mom, right? When your mom dies, all our moms die, our loved ones die, they kind of go through a life review. They look at their life, they look at how they treated people. Then, weirdly, from where we're at, we can see how if I was too cruel to somebody, it kind of diminished them or affected their self-esteem. And then we stand from, while we're dead and we're in spirit watching our loved ones, we can go, oh my God, I treated my daughter like she was a piece of shit. Now my daughter hates herself. Now I'm suffering because I can see how my actions affected her. Okay. What you've done is you've done a whole bunch of work without realizing it that brings your mom to peace, because the way you've found grace for her, the way you've understood her, the way you've kind of like worked through it, and to whatever degree you have, that's the best situation for you, but it's also the best thing you could do for your mom. So, like, you're focused on your peace, you're working on your peace, that gives them peace. If we want our loved ones in spirit to rest in peace, we got to live in peace. That's important. So, Jody, I want to thank you for this. And I want to thank you for joining me on this Friday night hoorah that we had here, talking about death, talking about spirit, talking about all that stuff. But we got to have fun. And whether it's Saturday night or Wednesday night or what have you, remember the small pieces of joy that our life can bring us. Maybe what you need to do is have a little pot roast and watch Little House on the Prairie.
With the incense of tobacco.
Yeah. Or I don't know why they would show me this, but maybe you need to watch some Laverne and Shirley reruns. Do you remember that? Laverne
Yeah.
and Shirley, Three's Company.
Yeah, never.
what are your old movies or what are your old TV shows?
My dad and I used to watch The Muppet Show on Friday nights. And I got the discs, like the CD discs, and it got me and my 3 boys that are 2 years apart. I had 3 boys 2 years apart, and it got us from here to Virginia without a fight, putting it in the DVD player in the van. Just playing them because it's clean comedy. You know?
Yeah.
That and Alf. Loved Alf.
So I don't know if you know this, but they just did a new Muppets on Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
They did 1 episode and it was really good.
Okay.
It was really good. All right. So Jody, with that being said, maybe Friday night should be your Muppet night. You know, maybe you lean into the Muppets on Friday nights just for a little bit of a date with your dad, a little bit of joy. I mean, that is some of the best comedy we could look into. Okay. But with that being said, we're wrapping it up here. I'm all done with you guys. I want you to take this and I want you all with Yolanda, with the brother whose name I didn't get, with your dad, Italian sausage man, all that. I want you to remember how much they want the best for us, but we are in charge of our lives to a great degree. We have to create little moments of joy in our life, or we're just going to suffer, and we don't have to do that. So I do want to remind folks, it's going to be a little bit of a time before I get to another one of these episodes, just because I am in the end of doing book 2 of this series. I'm in the final stages of editing and drafting and designing and all of that. This comes out, book 2 of my series comes out on June 13th. For those who are interested in developing relationships with spirit, questions about altars and ancestors and divination, like tarot cards, all that, it's going to be in this book. So that's coming out in about a month's time. I will be very quiet until that's released to the printer. But if you haven't ordered it, it's on my website. You can go and pre-order it there. I'll have it up on Amazon very shortly. But I want to thank everybody for being here. And I want to make sure that everybody does their damnedest to get in some love and laughter before we all punch out of this ride. Okay? So all my love to you. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. And Jody and everybody else here, keep your chins up. Okay? All my love to you. Take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. And then you can just end the session, Brandy, as you're the host, okay?